Hashem comes to Moshe and tells him that he's going to pass away. The time will come soon that he will die. He will not come into the land of Israel. And the first thing that Moshe does when he hears this news is to say to Hashem, please, appoint a successor. Elokei ruchot l'chol basar. He addresses Hashem and he says, God, who is the God of the spirits of all flesh, appoint somebody over the community, somebody who will take them out and bring them back in and lead them. Don't let the Jewish people be like a flock that doesn't have a shepherd. And of course the Talmud, quoted by Rashi, asks a question, why does Moshe refer to Hashem as Elokei haruchot l'chol basar, the God of the spirits of all flesh? And he explains as follows. This is what Moshe was saying. God, you know that each and every person is different. They all have different personalities. They all have different needs and wants and different outlooks on life. Please, appoint somebody who is able to deal with each and every person, because they've all got different personalities. And Hashem said, fine, I will appoint such a person. Ish asher ruach bo. There is a person with such a spirit, and that person is Joshua, your main disciple. He can deal with each and every person. What the sages are putting across to us is something very fascinating. Even though the Jewish people are the Jewish people, they are not a homogeneous people. They are different. They have different outlooks. And even in the same groups and sects of Jewish people, you can have people who have got absolutely divergent outlooks to life and personalities. We're not just produced in a sausage factory. We are different. And therefore we need leaders who can handle this difference. This difference is indicated to us in a very interesting blessing, an interesting bracha. The Talmud tells us that if you are fortunate to see a massive gathering of Jewish people, no less than 600,000 Jews, you have to say the blessing, Baruch atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam. Blessed are you, Hashem, our King, God of the universe, Chacham harazim. You are the wise one who knows secrets. You know secrets. It seems to be a very strange blessing to say upon looking at a crowd of a whole lot of people. I would say, blessed are you, Hashem, who made all of these people. Why do we say Chacham harazim? You are the knower of secrets. And Rashi explains and he tells us that the meaning behind this blessing is to show you, Hashem, knows what is in the heart of each and every one of these people. We look at a crowd and it's just a big crowd. It's just a mass of people, thousands of people, faceless people in the crowd. But you, Hashem, you know what goes on in the heart of each and every one of them. That we're all different. Not only that, but the Talmud says the same thing with prophets. You know, there were hundreds, there were actually in fact thousands of prophets. We don't have all of their prophecies recorded for all time. We only have about 48 male prophets, about 7 female prophets whose prophecy has reached us. But there were many, many more prophets. And do you think the Talmud says that each of these prophets prophesied exactly the same way? No. Ein shnei neviim mitnavnim b'signon echad. No two prophets give the prophecy over in the same style. Even though Hashem may have come to 2 prophets at exactly the same time and given them the same prophecy, when they give it over to the Jewish people, they put it over in their own way. It's filtered through their personality. And a way to think about this is reading a book, reading a novel, a nice fantasy or fictional story. You take that book and you give it to 2 children. And you say, go ahead and read that book. And it's a book, it's got fantastic creatures in it, and it's got heroes, and it's got locations. And then take each child aside and tell them to describe it. They will not describe it identically. They won't, even though it's the same book. The one will say, well, the hero looks like this, the heroine looks like this. This is how I envision that particular place. It's completely different. What happens is that Hollywood then takes that book and turns it into a film. And they freeze it into the view of the director, how he sees it. And that's unfortunate, because we each have the ability to read situations and to see them differently with our own personalities. And this is one of the core essentials of being a leader. And this is what Moshe was telling Hashem. Please, Hashem, appoint a leader. Don't allow the Jewish people to be like a flock that doesn't have a shepherd, but it should be a shepherd that knows how to look after the needs of each and every one of them. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.